Hello agents, today I want to share with you details on the new countdown changes in Season 10 on the Division 2. I'm going to go over the new difficulty options, which now includes Heroic for hardcore players, along with Normal and Hard alongside the OG difficulty, which is now Challenging. I'll also discuss new countermeasures, loot quality, countdown currency changes, and give you some build advice. Released in Season 9, the new countdown mode fast became a hit for players because of its replayability and rewarding features. In Season 10, countdown becomes even more rewarding and more accessible because it now caters for the solo player. It does this by introducing the new difficulty modes as already mentioned, and players can now choose to play on normal, hard, challenging or heroic. Normal is where solo players can take on countdown in a stripped back experience where they'll face less enemy spawns and find it much more manageable to extract. Players can still matchmake on normal, but would be better off matchmaking on hard where the enemy spawns are more like the original but less difficult. This means it can still be easily completed in teams less than 8, but with a lot more loot drops. Challenging is the original difficulty that we got in Season 9, and then for the hardcore squads, Heroic has been introduced and is recommended for teams of 4 to 8 players. With the increase in each difficulty level, players can expect stronger AI and more hunter encounters. Getting loot in Countdown in Season 9 was something a lot of players like to do, and in Season 10 you'll be happy to hear that it only gets better. The higher the risk, the more loot you'll get, but in a single run playing on normal, I was able to pick up a ton of loot and just look at how good these attribute rolls are. They are far greater than the gear that you get by playing on normal outside of the mode. I was even able to find some max roll pieces, as you can see here with the KSG shotgun and the Forge holster. Countdown has been my go-to mode for farming gear since Season 9, and it is only getting better in Season 10. And if the loot alone wasn't enough, the countdown currency that can be earned per game has had a huge buff in Season 10. In Season 9, I would average between 60 to 70 currency per game if I had a good game and an extraction. In Season 10, I can earn a maximum of 52 currency playing on normal, 100 on hard, 160 on challenging, and 212 countdown currency on heroic. This is going to allow players to make more frequent visits to the countdown vendor for even more rewards. Furthermore, there have been 8 new countermeasures added to Countdown in Season 10. Countermeasures are found as containers fitted with an interactive console that can be disabled. Some will debuff the enemy or buff your team. Some of my favourites from the new countermeasures are critical resistance, where agents will gain 25% critical hit chance, and reload speed, where agents can gain 25% reload speed. Agents can only get these buffs though if they interact with the terminals, and not doing so will only buff the enemy and make your run more difficult, so be sure to make these terminals a priority at the start of every game. Just remember, there'll be a special enemy waiting for you. Some of the more hardcore players might want to try Countdown without interacting with any of these, further increasing the difficulty across the difficulties. It is also worth noting that some of the complaints from Countdown in Season 9 have been listened to, and there have been some quality of life improvements. Players fed back that they were getting kicked from games by the group leader, and in some games players were just leaving after the first round of hunters. To counter this, Countdown in Season 10 no longer allows players to be kicked, and hunters at the end of a Countdown run will always drop the best rewards to motivate players to stay. As you can see, Countdown is better than ever, and more importantly, more accessible to players. With the introduction of normal and hard difficulties, players can now play solo or with a few friends, and the best part about it is that it even suits new players because there are no special build requirements for these easier difficulties. For example, this Unbreakable DPS build can be farmed super quick and has been around for years. I use this build to play Countdown solo with ease, and it even worked on hard with a friend. There's no need to grind out multiple builds for different strategies like it is with raids, and players can pretty much jump straight in. The challenge comes in the challenging and heroic difficulty modes, and they are something that casual players can work towards as they get more comfortable with the game mode and meet new friends. All of these changes are now live in Season 10 of the Division 2. Now is the perfect time to jump on and get back to the grind with an all new season pass and new gear and exotics to farm for. So many more builds to create and test, and the perfect mode for it. Have fun agents, I'll see you in game.